Hey guys, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Praveen, good morning.
Yeah, Praveen. Good morning. Hey guys, so we'll wait for the folks to join because I guess I don't even see half of the people. So we'll give them 5 minutes and then we'll get started. We'll get started in the next 2 minutes, guys. We'll give them 5, so we'll get started in the next 2 minutes. Okay, guys, so we gave them the time, so we'll get started. So where are we in the last class? In the last class we created the custom field for our forms, and we started using the template, right? So we've seen the different ways in which we can import the data of employees into the system. The 3 ways of getting the data into a particular field. When you create a custom field, what could be the possible ways in which you can enter the data into the particular field? Anyone? Anyone? Can someone explain me what are the three different ways in which you can fill the data in a particular field?
Yeah, Praveen. You can directly enter the data, or it may come from import file, or it can be generated through formula.
Absolutely, yep.
These are
So
three
those are
ways
the
that
three
we
ways.
can.
Yeah, you're right, Nishita. So if you look at the ways in which we defined last class we had, so the one way is to directly input the data. So for that you don't need to put anything. It's just a field and you can enter directly in the form template itself. Whereas second one is by using a formula, wherein you put the formula. It's not a read-only field. I mean, it's a read-only field, and the system takes the data from the formula and system generates the data. You don't need to input it, or you don't have to enter or modify it. So it's a system defined value. The third option is to import the data using an import key. Okay, so those are the three ways in which we define our in which we define a field in the system. So coming back, I guess we have seen this from previous stages. So we'll quickly do something that's important. Here you define all the values for this particular plan, right? So these are the data that is coming from your form template, like your plan name and your route map, your currency conversion, functional currency, and your pay matrix, or nothing but your pay guides that you have, and then whether you need to activate proration or not, which we'll see at this point. At this point is it's a percentage which is populated in your from your import file. Okay, so there are two ways in which we can define proration, which we'll talk about when we go to proration. So is, if you remember, I said we need to link our compensation template with a performance template. So we did that by giving or assigning that particular form ID of performance in the compensation form. But you can also do it from the UI where you just go to rating source, and you see here there's a performance review form which can be assigned to the employees directly. So you can simply take it and you can assign it. Okay, for example, if you look at this one, you can simply take this one and assign it. You don't need to worry about your form ID and all. It's simple. Sorry, there are forms that are already generated, so I cannot change it now. Looks like the screen has changed. Right, so here now you can change it. So you can simply go select this performance review source form, and it changes. So this is how it is assigned. Now, let's say for example, so in the XML we just saw one and nothing else. So now let's say for example, my customer wants one form template for merit increase and another form template for bonus. Can we do that? Guys, can you have a performance review form for for merit increase separately and a separate and a separate rating source, or in the sense a rating form for bonus? Can you do that? So this is where it is. Okay, for example, if you would like to assign one performance review form for salary, you can use it. If you want to use another form for for bonus, you can also use that. This is how you map it. Okay, so this is something that we can't show in our XML. It's just code. We just map a field. But here, if someone asks you, can you do it? Yes, you can do it. Okay, is that clear? Everyone, what I'm showing here? All right, so we'll get back to what we were doing. So we were defining our workbook, right? So we're talking about creating fields and groups and everything. So I'll just quickly show once again how to create. So for adding custom fields, you just need to go and add a column. So you can add a standard column or a custom column. So standard column, you have a standard set of fields that you can add from the selected items that you see here, whereas if you would like to add a custom column, you just need to create. So from a custom column perspective, all you need to do is you need to select the field, and you need to define what type of column it is, and whether it's a money amount percentage or something else, whether it's a read only. If you say read only, the formula or import key option will be opened. So you can define a formula, you can define a validation, and you can also define the width of the column as well as other options that you see here. It can be reportable, it can be reloadable. So these values are important. So you just create the field. So
Sir,
this is
please
something that
come
we have
to
seen.
talk so that we can easily write the notes.
Sorry?
Please show it again so that we can easily write the notes, sir.
So this is already shown twice, sir. This is, I'm just kind of recapping again. So I think this is nothing new, right?
1 week gap, na, sir.
So you're on. So the question was, is their notes gone for 1 week? Okay, so as I said, the options creating for custom column. So we've got a standard column as well as the custom column. So this is how you create a column, and then you can also group it by adding a grouping. You can just drag and drop these fields into that particular group. Okay, that's a bit of custom fields creation recap. Now we'll go into actual concepts of your compensation management. Okay, to start with, the first one is to try and understand eligibility criteria. Okay, so what is eligibility criteria within SuccessFactors? So these are called eligibility rules. Okay, so from a SuccessFactors perspective, remember these are called non-eligibility criteria. Rather than calling them eligibility criteria, you define ineligibility of an employee. So rules define who is eligible for a set of concepts, or let's say for example employee for certain things. Let's quickly go and generate a form to show you how these things differentiate. Okay, so let me create a form.